Hello Taurus, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Racquel, and I'm going to give you the first 2 weeks of October, your October forecast, your weekly or 2-week reading. Anyway, so this will be for the first 2 weeks of October from the 1st to the 14th. And hopefully it gives you some insight. This will not resonate with everyone. It is just for the most needed messages for the collective of Taurus. So for Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, it's the most needed messages from the collective. So if this doesn't resonate with you, take what does resonate, kick what doesn't. Go down below on my channel and find your moon and rising signs video and check those out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Do not give your power up to a reading. The future is not set in stone. You can always change it. You and you alone have your own free will and are in charge of your own destiny. So you make your own choices. But this is just a possible outcome of what can happen within the first 2 weeks, and they're the most needed messages for you. All right? Okay, well, I'm going to pause this so I can bring the camera down so you can see the cards. Okay, Taurus, so let's get on with your reading. I'm going to put all the card decks in the description box below, so then that way you can, if you like a deck, you can see what it is. I'm using my Alice in Wonderland deck right now to get the overall message for the first 2 weeks. Then I'll break it down with the tarot, and a clarifier, 2 clarifiers, and advice for my angels and ancestors deck. Alrighty. So, collective, my soul family, what is going on with Taurus? Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the first 2 weeks of October 2019. From the 1st to the 14th, what is going on with Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Please and thank you, my soul family. Alrighty, Taurus. Looks like some of you need to follow your own good advice. That is the card that we got. And this is what I'm getting off of this, Taurus, is that some of you, you're really good at giving people advice. And I feel like through October, a lot of people will be coming to you for advice. But I feel like the advice that you're giving them, Taurus, you need to also follow yourself. You know what's best for you. You know what you need. So trust in yourself. Trust in... I'm getting messages coming in, is what I'm hearing. Like you're going to be receiving messages. Some of them not so good and some of them okay. You need to trust your intuition on which messages are right and which messages are wrong. Alright. So let's break this down with the tarot. Okay? Let's see what the tarot can advise for you. Actually, I think I put... Yep, because this will be on your side. Okay. Sorry, I'm still working out camera angles. Alright. So, soul family. What is this about in regards to Taurus for the first 2 weeks of October 2019? Please and thank you, my soul family. messages on the fly. So I feel like these messages are going to come out of nowhere. It's not going to be a message that you're waiting on to receive. It's just a message that's going to come out of nowhere for you. Almost, I see you being sidelined by it. And I feel like you need to follow your own good advice when this message comes in. You need to listen to your intuition. One more shuffle and then I'll cut. Sorry if I bang the cards so much. I tried to put a tablecloth down so that way it wouldn't be so bad for you. Alright, so your underlying energy is the Six of Cups. So you're dealing with this joyful past life, almost like nostalgia type energy here. I'm sorry, they're digging a well for my neighbor. But you're dealing with like this joy, like past life type of energy. Something that brings you emotional fulfillment. That's the underlying. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So it could be a Capricorn. You could be dealing with a past love, a Capricorn, or it could just be you in that Capricornian energy. I see some meditation and happiness. Yeah, there's a lot going on for you, Taurus. A lot with your finances and a lot with your, I feel like for you, the key to, your happiness for the first 2 months, for your emotional happiness for the first, not 2 months, the first 2 weeks of October, is going to revolve around finances. For some reason, I'm picking up finances with you. Budgeting and balancing finances. But your overall energy is this like very nostalgic, very past emotional energy. Like past life love, or past life, or like some type of emotional thing that you were dealing with that was in the past. I'm not getting that it's a bad thing. I'm getting that it's kind of actually a good thing for you, Taurus. Because I feel like it's helping you evolve. I feel like it's helping you grow. Justice. For the beginning of the first 2 weeks of October. So this could be you trying to make some sort of decision. Hold on. Sorry about that. My son stayed home from school today and he came out and bothered me. All right. So, justice. For the beginning of your first 2 weeks of October. I feel like this has to do with some choice that needs to be made, and I feel like it's going to involve your emotions and your own good advice. So I feel like you have to kind of combine them and balance them out to reach the right decision. Something with, I keep hearing messages. It's not like I'm seeing messages or I'm like hearing certain words. I'm just hearing the word messages. So they really want to emphasize messages for you, Taurus. It has something to do with the past, something to do with emotion, and something to do with your own intuition. Intuition and emotion are not the same thing. But you need to balance them out in order to make a right decision here. I feel like you need to follow your own advice. Like, when you tell somebody how to go about a certain thing, you need to apply that to your life as well. Okay. King of Swords for midweek. So this could be somebody that you're dealing with, okay? And it could be very well be an air sign or somebody who has an Aquarius-like energy. So it could be a Gemini, Libra, or Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, but I feel like it's more of like the Aquarian energy here, where they're kind of rebellious, and expansive. I'm getting expansive. It could be you for some of you out there, it could be you collaborating with an air sign on expanding some type of business venture. Knight of Cups. Towards the end of the first 2 weeks. And for some of you, I feel like this could be a decision between two people, two lovers, or two family members that has to be reached here. And if we go with the 2, this is kind of balanced because we've got the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups. So you've got logic and intuition here. Something's coming in for you at the end. You're going to have some type of emotional help at the end of the first 2 weeks. And see, what the thing with the King of Swords is they know the right way to go. They know they're smart. They're very strategic. And they're very motivational. So I feel like you have the strategic know-how, the strategic motivation. I feel like you come to some decision here and you're moving forward. And this is starting a new emotional endeavor for you. Now, if this is love, it's you making a smart decision in love and it going the right way, I feel. What's influencing this justice is the 7 of Cups, confusion, all right? So there's some type of confusion around this decision, or you're confused, so you have to make this decision, but you can't really make a decision that's based out of confusion. You need to trust your own good advice here. I feel like it might be a decision between two people. We've got the 9 of Pentacles influencing the King of Swords. So for a lot of you, this is about you wanting to go on your own, you having the smarts, the know-how. For some of you, it's the financial backing, but I feel like this is a cry or a need for independence here, and maybe you are confused between a lover and a career, or balancing your lover and your career. Hold on a second. I feel like there is some anxiety here. I feel like because you're so confused, there's a lot of anxiety, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I have a feeling this is like a balancing between lover and work, or home life and work. You needing to be more independent in the situation. You having the strategic know-how to do it, though. What's influencing this Knight of Cups? The Hermit. Okay, so this is you needing to really take some time out to yourself to think and to reflect, to figure out what that is inside of you that is going to make you happy. This is about balancing out your home life and your work life and making it all cohesive, I want to say. You know what to do, even though you feel confused, because this says follow your own good advice. So maybe these messages or this message coming in, I feel like this might be a friend that needs some advice from you, and you give them some solid, foolproof foolproof advice what to do with the situation, but you need to follow that advice as well, basically. All right? Let's get some clarifiers here. I want to see how these energies connect so I can further clarify this. My soul family, what is going on for Taurus? How do these 4 energies here connect for Taurus for the first 3 weeks of October? Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Please and thank you, my soul family. Ace of Cups. So you right now are at the beginning of October. You're working through this new emotional start, this new emotional beginning that you're on, something that brings you, that makes you feel happy and feel right, but you're confused about something here. I feel like you're confused because you're using your logic more than your intuition. And I feel like that's what justice is about here, is balancing the two. And I feel like you're going to feel more balanced when you're independent, when you're yourself, when you've got all of your ducks in a row. Well, of course you would feel like that if you had all your ducks in a row, but I feel like this new emotional beginning is taking some time for you to balance it out and to find your own identity in it. That's what it is finding your own identity in this new thing that you're happy about. Making your own way in this new thing that you've just started, this new emotional thing that you've just embarked on. It's about finding the balance between who you are and where you are. Spirit or soul family, how do these 4 energies connect for Taurus? For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the first 2 weeks. All right, and then we've got the Hierophant. We've got the Hierophant and the Upright to clarify these energies, how they connect. Okay, so like right here, how I read it is you're confused about emotional new beginning. It's about finding your identity in it. You're smart enough to, I feel like it's a balance between logic and intuition, as well as intuition and emotion. Okay, so you got like 3 things you're juggling right here. Good God, Taurus. No wonder you're a mess. Okay. So then we've got the Hierophant right here on the other side. And it's on the other side of the Ace of Cups. So this is all about higher knowledge, higher learning, higher seeking counsel. Okay, so some of you might need to seek counsel or might need to seek advice from somebody else. But I feel like for a majority of you out there, it's you need to seek advice from yourself. I really get like that with the Hierophant and the Hermit. If we're reading it this way, it's like you, King of Swords knows his stuff. All right. The Hermit is all about going within, and the Hierophant is seeking higher knowledge or like spirit knowledge, like about your soul self. Right. So I feel like this is, I feel like the way to get clarification on your confusion is by asking yourself. And maybe you don't realize it until you actually give advice to another person. That's what I'm feeling. It's like you give advice to somebody and then it's like, bam, the light bulb clicks on in your head and you're like, I should follow that same advice, okay? I feel like this has to do with some type of past emotional thing that is coming back up from the past that you're having like new emotion towards. Now that could be any type of situation, but that's the energy that's being lent to this reading. All right, so let's get some advice for you. Let's get some advice for you, Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What advice do we have for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, my soul family? What advice do we have, my soul family, for Taurus for the first 2 weeks of October 2019? Please and thank you, my guides. They give you 2. Alright, so let's see what they have to say here. Retreat and recharge. You got the Hermit again. The Hermit right here, and then the Hermit right here. A lot of you need to take some time to yourself to really figure things out. This is about going within. I really feel like it's about finding independence between your own identity in a new emotional situation, if that makes any sense. That boiled down into a nutshell is what I'm picking up off of this reading, and that you have your own knowledge inside on how to balance that out. So like when you give advice, pay attention to who you're giving advice to, and what advice you're giving, because that will like kind of click on in your head and you'll be like, oh, I should follow that as well, or I should be doing that as well. Spring, see your seeds grow. So whatever you do in these first 2 weeks of October, come springtime, that's when things are going to come to fruition for you. So if maybe you're starting a new business and you're trying to find balance between this new business and yourself, like your identity and this new business, then, you put the intention out there in these first 2 weeks, really work with that intention, and see it through. Come springtime, it's going to come to fruition. For others of you, if this is an emotional situation and if you have found somebody and you're trying to balance them between yourself, or love between your love of the person and love of yourself, you're trying to find your identity in that. This is saying that around springtime, you will finally start to see your own version of yourself, if that makes any sense. All right, Taurus. I hope that helped you. I wish you the best of the best for the first 2 weeks of October. And if that did help you or enlighten you on anything, please drop a comment below. Let me know. I love to read them, and I do reply. So please leave me a comment. Let me know. All right. Well, until the next reading. Bye, Taurus.